Hello there! In this video, I am going to introduce and explain the storyline for Eternity Vault, the first of the operations in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Stick around until the end of the video, where I will be showing you how you can join one of my casual ops groups. I'm Illeva, and this is my first video in my Operation Storyline series where I introduce and explain the storylines of the operations in Star Wars: The Old Republic. If you're new here, then make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos in this series. Each operation in SWTOR has its own story, each of which contributes to a larger plot that also ties into the main storyline of the game. Eternity Vault is the name of the first of these operations. The story of Eternity Vault begins in the prison world of Belsavis during Chapter 3 of the main class story. The Empire has begun to bombard the Republic-held planet, causing a prison breakout and the spread of riots. While the specific reason behind the attack is not known to the Republic, it is the Empire's intention to free the Dread Masters, who are being held as prisoners on Belsavis, and secure their passage of world. The Dread Masters were a group of Sith Masters working for the Emperor, with the ability to inflict crippling fear and terror upon entire fleets. They had been captured by the Republic and, while officially pronounced dead, had been secretly imprisoned on Belsavis. We will go into more depth about the Dread Masters in a later video. During the Empire's bombardment of the planet, they inadvertently crack open a hidden ancient prison vault known as the Eternity Vault. This was a vault created by the lost civilization known as the Rakatan Infinite Empire, the very same empire that created force-powered technology with the sole purpose of conquest, including the Starforge that Revan used to create an army. The Eternity Vault's purpose was to house both prisoners and technology that the Rakatan Empire could never afford to see released. One of these prisoners was Soa, the Infernal One, an ancient Rakatan warlord, who enslaved 1,000 worlds including Korriban. He created powerful battle droids used to destroy civilizations, as well as being adept in force alchemy to create monstrous creatures. His ego was as big as his physical size. He could not be reasoned with. It took an entire army of Rakata to imprison him inside the Eternity Vault to begin with. The opening into the Eternity Vault, caused by the Empire's attack, awakened Soa, and in turn awakens his Sith spawn, Gosh, who breaks free from its imprisonment by ripping through the back wall of its cell. Due to this awakening, the Empire's teams studying this vault disappear, which both the Empire and the Republic now want to investigate. The questline for Eternity Vault takes place after we finish the class storyline and directly after we have defeated the Vault Emperor on Ilum. To begin this quest, you will start by visiting the Sized Shadow, which is a ship part of the Imperial fleet. You will talk to an NPC called General Threnault on the very north part of the ship right outside the instance to Eternity Vault. If you are on Republic side, you will do basically the same by traveling to the Gab Daragon, which is also a ship part of the Republic fleet. Here you will travel to the very south part and talk to Colonel Borjak outside the Eternity Vault instance.
My lord, forgive the lack of protocol, but war has broken the chain of command, and my purpose is grave. I am General Threnault, commanding officer of the Imperial Reclamation Service. I understand you're familiar with us.
You run archaeological expeditions to uncover Sith and alien artifacts.
And deal with the threats they represent. We uncovered a new section of Belsavis prison during a bombing run. It's been sealed for 20,000 years. No exit to the surface. Its alien builders, the Riccata, called it the Eternity Vault. It's where they kept the prisoners and technology they could never afford to release.
Some elaboration is required.
We've been translating the Riccata inscriptions. Most are indecipherable, but a few refer to a prisoner called the Infernal One. We've seen the title before in the dead corals of Rugosa and the Zayast Abyss. We thought it a myth, the Riccata warlord who bled and enslaved 1,000 planets.
His people sealed him away, but the bombings opened a door. He wants freedom.
Exactly what I'm afraid of. The legends say it took an army to stop the Infernal One before the Riccata and the other ancients locked him away with his weapons. If we don't do anything, though, well, the war against the Republic may be nothing next to what'll come.
The prisoners will serve us or die. Their weapons will belong to the Empire.
Yes, my lord. Good luck.
General, the shuttle is ready. We can fly to the Eternity Vault as soon as your team's prepped.
Is something wrong here?
Hero of Tython, I do apologize for the interruption. I've heard much about your struggles from Master Satil. I am Shoal Bestros, Chief Historian of the Jedi Council. I have a troubling situation on Belsavis, and your wisdom could prove helpful.
What can I do for the Jedi Council, Master Bestros?
I came to Belsavis to study the alien prison, and I've found references to a section called the Eternity Vault. The vault contained the greatest enemies of the ancient Riccata, and was said to be permanently sealed under thousands of tons of rock.
This Eternity Vault, you know where it is?
I suspect. The Imperials broke open a section of one of the glaciers. A sickness in the Force. We uncovered Riccata carvings that may shed light on our foe. They speak of a Riccata warlord imprisoned here. The Infernal One, who enslaved 1,000 worlds, who drowned the sea of stars in blood, so far as I can translate.
Warlords and emperors have always plagued free people, but they never win.
I knew it was right to call on you. Gather your team, as many allies as you can find, and stop the Infernal One. I fear for our galaxy if he escapes.
We'll deal with the Eternity Vault. Make sure the Empire doesn't follow.
It will be done. May the Force be with you.
Once we have our group together, we will all enter the instance to start the operation, where we will fly to the coordinates over Belsavis. But it's not going to be as smooth as we hoped for.
Nav systems fully functional. Entering Belsavis atmosphere. Warning. Incoming fire from Eternity Vault defenses. Riccata energy signature.
The defense system of the Eternity Vault are active and fire upon us, which forces us to use the escape pod to crash land onto the snow-covered surface, and we have to make our way to the entrance of the prison. Soa is immediately aware of our presence. He basically challenges us outright. He will not surrender.
I hear them enter my domain, children unknowing. They will serve.
As we approach the prison structure entrance, we are faced with a defense system, followed directly by the annihilation droid XRR-3, the first of the operation bosses. This battle droid used to be known as the SWTOR by its creator Soa. Its original purpose was destruction of civilizations, which Soa used against any Riccata who opposed him. After his imprisonment, it was reprogrammed to protect the Eternity Vault from anything getting in or out.
SWTOR lived to obliterate the Riccata who opposed me, who did not realize I had risen above them.
Once the Annihilation droid is defeated, we are able to enter the prison structure. Inside of the primary prison block, after battling numerous Eternal Keeper droids, we find a broken cell leading to a cave entrance created by the Sith spawn Gauge. This entrance leads to a lava cave that has now become the home of Gauge, the next of the Operation bosses.
Gauge, whom the alchemists of a younger age sought to emulate when all would fail. Look upon Gauge and die.
Gauge is a Sith spawn-like monster, created by the Rakata with Force alchemy, and was never replicated since. Soa claims this massive creature carved destruction on planets like Salot and the Tal's homeworld Alsoc 3 to force them into submission. Once Gauge is defeated, we are able to follow the cave which leads to the larger jungle zone that houses the entrance to the Eternity Vault. The vault entrance remains locked by a Rakatan locking mechanism known as the Ancient Pylons. We must work as a team to solve the puzzle of this locking mechanism and open the entrance to proceed into the vault itself. But Rakata and the dangerous wildlife of this jungle zone is going to make it difficult and will try to stop us. Once we have unlocked and opened the entrance, we are able to proceed into the Eternity Vault itself. Once inside the vault, we are met by the Infernal Council, a group of treacherous Sith purebloods who were slaves of Soa and commanders of his armies.
Know the fates of my slaves. Know the army that was buried alongside me to serve me unto death.
They were imprisoned along with Soa after Addis's uprising, the Sithari or Overlord of Korriban, and they had all been put into stasis for the last 20,000 years. Now we have to duel them individually before we can move on to Soa. We cannot help our teammates, we have to face them on our own. Finally, after the Eternal Council have been defeated, we are left to confront Soa himself.
But I am not of their time. Their ancestors called me Soa. Wrath and power and new fear.
As mentioned earlier, Soa was a very powerful force user and a warlord set on conquest and destruction. He utilizes lightning orbs, Rakatan mind traps, and superior use of telekinetic abilities. Used both to throw his enemies around, but also to manipulate the arena on which our confrontation takes place. He also protects himself with a powerful force barrier that can only be broken by heavy projectiles, in this case using the surrounding pillars to drop on top of him. Once defeated, we return to the fleet for debriefing.
General, Soa the Infernal One is dead.
I heard. We all heard. His voice was in our skulls. I'd heard that the Rakata ruled Korriban and the Sith in ancient times, but I'd never believed. Imagine our people slaves to something like that.
No species is supreme forever. There's no shame in accepting it.
But it is a bitter truth, and I expect it won't appear in the public histories. Still, a victory. Whatever else may awaken in the Eternity Vault, we will be prepared to confront it. For the Empire.
Kanam jiwanemok, himgam yamanaya angam. Imgam nabuya, namaraki.
Master Bestros, I found the Infernal One.
It called to us with its dying words. We heard everything. You met an incomprehensible power. You may have saved the whole galaxy.
The creature had an army of true Sith. What do you make of it?
They say the Rakata ruled many worlds once. This one found the darkness on Korriban, or brought the darkness there. Your victory today won't bring you glory, nor will it change the march of the Empire, but nobler deeds are rarely seen. Yet the Eternity Vault remains. Let us hope we've seen the worst of its prisoners.
While we might have seen the worst of what the Eternity Vault had to offer, we will soon realize that this was but a fraction of what was unleashed during the breakout, fueled by the Empire. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're looking to try an operation for the first time, then make sure to join my community Discord and look for the #raid sign-up channel. We run weekly ops groups specifically designed for inexperienced players looking to get into operations for the first time. This is a friendly, laid-back and patient environment where game mechanics and tactics are explained in details. Alternatively, you can find me on various social media found in the description below, where you are welcome to contact me directly if you have any questions with regards to joining the ops groups. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos in this series. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up, it would really help. I'd love to know if you have ever tried an operation or are interested in trying, so let me know in the comments. Finally, I would like to thank my patrons for their continued support. If you would like to become a patron for as little as $1 a month, then links and more details can be found in the description down below.